And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Show and Tile. Now, I think tangrams are magnificent. I've always liked the idea of a tangram and trying to figure out how it fits into a square, and then the multiple other shapes. I used to use them in math class. A lot of kids had a lot of fun with them. As you made shapes and stuff, they're really unique. So, an idea of having tangrams and making pictures from them sounds good to me. It looks bright, it looks colorful. Jelly Bean Games makes some really great looking games. Let's take a look inside. At the beginning of the game, each person is going to be given one of these sheets here. So let's say I get this one here. I'm red-green. So I'll take all the tangrams that are red on one side and green on the other. There are 4 large triangles. There are 2 medium triangles. There are 4 small triangles. There's 2 squares, and there's 2 rhombis, or rhombuses, I guess is what they are. You will also get a score sheet in which you'll write the names of all the other players in the game. And then you'll flip over this play mat. This is what you'll be playing on. Each person will draw 2 cards, and they're going to try to make one of the words on these 2 cards. You pick which one you're going to do. So once you get your cards, so let me draw 2 different cards and pick one of these words. Then we'll flip over the timer, and everyone's going to start making the word on their cards. So let's see, I'll do this one. That's not very good. You have a guess? It's a hot air balloon. Yeah, okay. Let's try another one here. See if you can guess this one. Yes, it's a Christmas tree. So what's going to happen is everyone's going to guess everyone else's words, and then you'll reveal them. You'll tell everyone what your thing is. You'll flip it around so everyone can see your artwork, and then flip it back. And anyone who guessed your artwork correctly gets 1 point. If anyone guessed yours correctly, you get 2 points. You actually get a bonus point if you did the word that's in the star. And then you start another round. After 4 rounds, everyone writes their favorite artwork, which has really nothing to do with the game at all. And then you just add up your points, and whoever has the most points is the winner. So the game comes with the different tangrams. I mean, this is great. I like tangrams in general, right? So if nothing else, you can make shapes with tangrams. The rules are really cool. And one thing I really like about this game, I like that this sheet tells you exactly what you're supposed to do, and then flip it over. It gives you some tips. It tells you can't make sound effects, gestures, etc. All the words are unique and all words are noun. Okay, so it tells you what you can do. I like that. The rules themselves are very thin. They show you some examples of people who are much more brilliant than me and the different pictures that they make from tangrams. And of course, there's a lot of tangram pictures on the internet where I've seen people do great things with them. The cards are good quality. There is certainly a lot of the different cards in the game. Very easy to read, and I do like the colors of them. The whole look of the game is pretty good. The score pad is really nice, although you're going to run through it pretty quickly since you're using several score sheets per game. And then timer's a timer. So my only complaint about the coloring in this game is something I'll talk about in just a moment, in which that the colors you get are going to be tied to your word whether you want them to be or not. Let me talk about that some more. All right, Show and Tile works well. It is Pictionary with tangrams. That's what it is. And so if you're looking for anything other than that, I think you would be disappointed because, again, that's just what the game is. I like it fine. It's decent. it's nothing that I would go out of my way, and it does have one flaw that I'm not a huge fan of, and that's the coloring. I already mentioned this a bit, but if you get orange and your colors are blue and green, it's really hard for someone to guess orange based on what you've done. You can say, well, Tom, you shouldn't pick orange. You're right, I won't, but the guy who is yellow and green and got the orange, that seems a little bit unfair. It's easier for him. And it's just, when something is one color and it's normally something else, it's really hard to make that object, and no matter how well you make it, someone's going to look at it and probably see something else. I found the colors were almost distracting. I almost wish there was a button you could press with like, bloop, I'm using blue and red this time. I'm using purple and green. I do like that there's two colors. That's pretty neat. But this is very abstract. You're going to find that you might have, if people aren't very good at art, you might have some fairly low scoring games. And the star words, you'll very rarely pick those because that's an extra point, but I think I'd rather just have someone guess my word at all. So I'm going to try to usually pick the easiest possible one. It's good though. Again, it's nothing I would go out of my way to play because I don't know that it's unique enough for me to pick it over any of the many other drawing games. And there's even games where you put cards together and shapes together. There's things like that, clay, what have you. This is Tangrams. But if you're looking for a set of 6 Tangrams, well, you got these too. And it does offer some unique things, and maybe you're not good at drawing. Well, this puts everyone on the same page because you're basically making abstract shapes anyway. So there you go. That's Show and Tile. Tangrams for the win. Dice Tower Judgment, a nice alternative to Pictionary.